now. Here we go now.
Touchdown, Cooper. That was DeMarcus Lawrence.
They can't stop us. Keep hitting him in the mouth. Keep hitting him in the mouth. They can't stop us.
Keeps his feet to the 10. Touchdown, Elliott. Gallup leaping. Touchdown.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
31-28, the Dallas Cowboys go up north and hand the Minnesota Vikings loss number 6 on the year. The Cowboys get win number 3, including the first on the road at U.S. Bank Stadium, as the Cowboys do come out on top with a late fourth quarter touchdown pass from Andy Dalton to Dalton Schultz. Welcome in to Cowboys Game Night, everybody. Kyle Youmans alongside the 6-time Pro Bowler, Mr. Nate Newton, here from the Star in Frisco, breaking down this Cowboys win. They come out on the road. They get 30-plus points. The defense makes some key plays late, Nate, but ultimately this was one of the few all-around games the Cowboys have had this season.
Yes, we started this game off, man, knowing that we got a new right tackle, an all-pro Zach Martin moving from right guard to right tackle. That stabilizes that offensive line with Connor McGovern coming in doing a nice job for us today. And then our defense, Donovan Wilson, 2 turnovers, just playing physical, leading his defense. I mean, it was a high-scoring game, but our defense, I think, was the difference maker with the 2 turnovers, giving our offense a short field, and then letting them be able to score first the way they did, and that stabilized everything. Andy Dalton, nice job.
Andy Dalton comes out with 22 of 32 passing, 203 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the air. And ultimately, it's a big win. It puts you right back in the race in the NFC East, but there's still not a lot of time for the Cowboys to sit on this one because you've got a Washington team coming up here this Thursday. And Coach McCarthy knows that. He said that in his post-game press conference right here.
Yeah, Mike, can you go ahead and talk about how you felt Dalton ran the offense, got you into the things you wanted to do today, especially after a layoff of 3 weeks?
I'm very happy for, obviously the offense and Andy, him being away, altogether, so it was, it was a full weeks of work coming into this. But I thought he did a heck of a job today. Kept us in clean plays, really gave us the ability to stay with the run and the pass. I thought Kellen called an excellent game and just creating opportunities, continuous for all of our perimeter. That's the way we want to play. We want to be able to spread the ball around, to our 5 perimeter positions. And I thought Kellen and the staff did an excellent job with the adjustments and so forth, and really going up against a stingy defense here in Minnesota.
Mike, were you aware of what Philadelphia had done early in the day and realizing that you guys won, you had as many wins as anybody else in this division?
I was aware of the games, going into our game, but frankly, there's a lot of football left to be played, and history will tell you have to play your best football in November, December. So obviously, the state of our division, that focus is ours. We need to win Thursday, and this will be our first opportunity to really stack success. And the key to where we are as a team, all 3 phases played well, and so this is clearly the most rounded performance, of victory that we've had this year. It took us a little longer to get here today, but I clearly think the journey will make us stronger. But we need to do something with this win. We need to build off this win. It needs to mean something, and that will definitely. We'll have to take the victory, Thursday on Thanksgiving. So you can see where my mind's already gone.
McCarthy obviously very focused moving forward for the Dallas Cowboys, but they do get a win tonight, and we continue to break it down for you. When we come back on Cowboys Game Night, we hear from Ezekiel Elliott after a 100-yard game.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. The Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket from the Texas Lottery is your ticket for a chance to win up to $100,000. Get your Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket. Play responsibly.
Running back Ezekiel Elliott finishes over 100 yards for the first time this season in the 31-28 win. Here's what he had to say following the win over the Vikings.
How big was this bring for you guys tonight?
You know, it was definitely a win we needed. I can't even remember how long it's been since our last win, but you know, we've been struggling. But you know, today we put it together. We played 4 quarters of good football, and we pulled it out.
Did you hear a lot of noise about your play and how people were thinking, oh, maybe there's a decline in Zeke, and did you just have a different vibe about yourself this week after the bye?
No, I wouldn't say so, man. I don't really pay attention to what other people are saying. All I worry about is being the player I need to be for this team, and I mean, we went out there, we got a dub.
Zeke, you said you weren't looking for a 100-yard game. You were looking for a win. You came out of the game today with both. How good does it feel, and what does it feel like with working in the offense today?
I mean, it felt great. The O-line was doing a hell of a job today. They, you know, making clean holes that me and TP could make our read and burst through and go play. But I mean, I'm happy we finally got the thing going, and we got to build on the success.
What do you think about Zach Martin's ability to slide from right guard to right tackle the way he did and play going to be a pretty sound game?
I mean, Zach is a hell of a player. Just his ability to move around. He probably could play any position on that O-line and be dominant. And that's rare. And a lot of those runs today were behind Zach, and we know you know, he's a strength of our offense, and we kept running behind him, man. He kept moving him out the way.
Zeke finishes with over 100 yards for the first time in a career-long 9-game streak. It's the 10th game of the year, and not only Elliott running the football well, but so did Tony Pollard.
Yes, Zeke ran the thing nice today, man. He was very patient in his reads. He saw holes. He went in there and did what he had to do. He pounded. He got those first downs that we needed. Then we brought in Pollard, change of pace. He broke one nice. Tight ends did a good job on that right there. Wide receivers did a nice job, and he took advantage of his opportunities. We got a 1-2 combination here, and now that Zeke has found himself, and I said it would take a few games after the fumbling ordeal he went through earlier in the season. Now he's back mentally ready. He's seeing what he needs to see from his offensive line, and he's performing well at this time.
Definitely looks like he's starting to kind of get that confidence back, and he's showing it on the field, absolutely. The Cowboys outrush Dalvin Cook and the Vikings by over 55 yards in tonight's win. 31-28, the final score for the Cowboys. When we come back, we hear from the starting quarterback, Andy Dalton, in his first game back when we return after this.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. The Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket from the Texas Lottery is your ticket for a chance to win up to $100,000. Get your Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket. Play responsibly. This segment is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It took going through COVID protocols and concussion protocols for Andy Dalton to get back into action. He did just that, and he also led the Cowboys to a 31-28 win. Here's what he had to say after the game.
Andy, how did you feel today about your ability to keep the offense in situations that needed to be in over the course of the game after a 3-week layoff?
Yeah, you know, I felt like our guys responded well, and when we needed to make a play, we were able to make it today. You know, I think that was big. You know, I felt, you know, good about what I was able to do. There's some things that I wish I could have back, a couple throws that I wish I would have had back. But overall today, I felt like our guys played well, and when we needed to make a play at the right time, we made it.
Andy, can you take us through that touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb and just what you thought of the acrobatic catch he was able to make?
Yeah, you know, CeeDee's so good, and balls in the air. Him being able to make his body getting, you know, in position to make acrobatic catches like that. You saw everything that he's done in college. You've seen some of the stuff that he's been already able to do since he's been here. And for me, I was just trying to lay it up there, let him go, have a chance at it, and he made an unbelievable catch.
Andy, when he threw it, did you think you overthrew him when it left your hand?
When it left my hand, I wasn't sure if, exactly. I let it go before he kind of set his angle on the route, and so he took it a little flatter than I thought it. And for a guy like that to be able to make that kind of catch, I mean, you can see the talent that he has.
Fantastic grab from CeeDee Lamb. It was a good game from Andy Dalton and company as he had a trio of touchdown passes, but the receivers got involved late, but a big reason for that was the game management from Andy.
Definitely. He did what he needed to do. And is a veteran-type guy. He was cool. He was calm. He did what he had to do. He made the plays he needed to make, man. He found CeeDee Lamb several times. And what I like is how he found Amari Cooper on a couple of quick sets to get everybody into rhythm, to keep drives alive. So he did a nice job. He threw to about 6 or 7 different guys, including himself for bat ball. So, I mean, Andy was on fire. Not big numbers. He threw for like 232 yards, 22 for maybe 32. But the 3 touchdowns was big. When we got in the red zone, he did what he needed to do. The 1 interception, he kind of tried to force that. But overall, Andy Dalton did what he needed to do as a leader of this offense.
There's definitely things that he could improve upon heading into the short week against Washington coming up. But whenever you look at Andy Dalton and what he was able to do, like you said, spreading things out. He had 9 different players catch a pass, including himself on the one that was batted down at the line of scrimmage. But that's something you definitely wanted to see after he came in and replaced Garrett Gilbert.
Yes. I mean, I was on the Gilbert train, and I was like, oh, man, they got momentum. I think I was looking for anything that could give Dallas a spark and give him momentum. But he came in, and he's the Andy Dalton that we thought he would be when he first took over for Dak. But he had some setbacks with the COVID and being knocked out the way he was. So he recovered well.
He talked about how frustrating that was of a couple weeks for Andy Dalton, but also not to mention how much he missed the game. And you could definitely tell that with the passion and the energy that he brought to the offense this week in the 31-28 win. Another thing that brought some energy to that offense was Zach Martin moving out to right tackle. We'll hear how that experiment went after the Cowboys win when we return here on Cowboys Game Night.
This segment was brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Cowboys made some adjustments on the offensive line entering today's matchup with the Vikings. They came out with the win, and Zach Martin was a part of those adjustments. Here's what he had to say.
Zach, the move to right tackle, when was that something that you knew was coming? How early in the preparation before the bye week? On Monday, on Wednesday, when did you know that was coming?
In the middle of the bye week, Coach Philbin mentioned something to me. He didn't know for certain, but he did mention something to me. And then Monday, when we came back from the bye week, they told me that they were going to make a switch. So I knew Monday. So I know this whole week of preparation.
How helpful was that for you to have that much notice going into this game?
It was huge. I mean, it gives you a week to not only get the reps out there, but also when you're studying your opponent to, study the guys that you're going to go against. So that was big to get a notice on where I was going to play.
Did you like the fact that it was kind of under wraps in terms of you had the ability to study more than probably the opponent did in terms of you being the right tackle?
Yeah, I think for this first week it was nice. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to, I kind of tweaked my calf on Monday, so I wasn't able to practice Wednesday and talk to you guys, but I don't think it was a huge secret. I think it was just one of those things. If we can kind of keep it under wraps for this first game, then that'd be good.
How did it feel out there for you?
I felt okay. It's definitely different. Definitely a lot to improve on, but proud of the O-line, proud of our guys for going out there and establishing a run, scoring a big touchdown to go up, and then, having the fortitude to go back out and do it again to win the game. Really proud of those guys.
As a unit, Zach, you mentioned.
Say again.
Oh, you go ahead. Oh, sorry, Mike. Zach, I mean, you said, for the first game that you were there. So, I mean, do you anticipate staying out there for the remainder of the season, or at least for the time being?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't gotten, those talks with our coaches, but, I'm sure this week I'll be out there again. And I guess we'll just kind of see how it goes throughout the season.
Much like the rest of the 2020 campaign, the Cowboys taking it week to week from an offensive standpoint and an offensive line standpoint. But Zach Martin moving out to tackle, Connor McGovern coming to right guard. I think overall it definitely provided a jolt for that offensive line.
What you're looking for there, Mr. Kyle Youmans, is continuity, and you want that with your 5 best offensive linemen. It's a short week, so I expect for Zach to be out there again, and we'll look at the film and see how Connor played. But that was a great move. The offensive line gave them the best production of the year. Not many sacks, if any at all, if I can't remember. One at the end there, but then you got Zeke, got over 100 yards. You got Tony Pollard, over 50 yards. Great runs by these guys. They showed great patience. The offensive line stayed on their blocks, got up to the second level. The receivers did a nice job. The tight ends did a nice job. When you have a guy like Zach Martin who can just settle down everybody, hey, keep everybody calm by his professionalism, hey, you got a great thing going.
And that's going to be something the Cowboys certainly need going up against this this defensive line from Washington on Thursday. We're going to break that down for you when we wrap things up here on Cowboys Game Night right after this.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, Reliant, an NRG company, and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
After 29 points and 4 lead changes alone in the fourth quarter, the Dallas Cowboys get their first road win of 2020 and firmly move back into consideration in the NFC East battle as we take a look at some of the final stats following the 31-28 win over the Minnesota Vikings. And Nate Newton, there are a lot of big numbers on the right side of that column whenever it comes to defensive yardage allowed. And that's something the Cowboys are certainly going to have to clean up as they head into this Washington matchup here on Thursday.
But the only 2 that really count is 28 and the 2 turnovers. Donovan Wilson opened up the game. Him and D-Law, by getting a sack and a fumble there. And then Donovan Wilson coming back later on in the game, getting a big hit on Dalvin Cook, which was a key player for the Minnesota Vikings and making him cough the ball up. And so that gave our offense short fields that we've been sorely lacking over this short season here. And they got those scores. And so all of a sudden our defense is a big player. We look at all the 300 yards of offense, or offensive passes. Or we look at Dalvin Cook rush for 118. 125 altogether with the other guy included. Look at the score. 6 weeks ago, we was giving up 36 points a game. 2 weeks ago, we was giving up 32 points a game. We gave up 28 points to a very good, I think, offensive team led by Dalvin Cook. We made the quarterback beat us, and it wasn't enough. So we won. Only 2 numbers that count, 2 turnovers and 28 points scored.
Yeah, that final score is the thing that matters. But whenever you go up against a short week like this, what's important for your team to get right?
Mentally, physically, emotionally, calm yourselves. Healed up real quick. Get in tonight, get the whirlpool going, and heal yourself, and let's go.
Going to be a quick turnaround for the Cowboys. It's a Thanksgiving matchup with the Washington football team, a team that beat you 25-3 the first time around. It certainly will be interesting, and you can keep up to date with everything on DallasCowboys.com. That's going to do it for us here on Cowboys Game Night. For Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Youmans. Once again, the Cowboys win it 31-28 on the road against the Vikings. We'll see you next week.